In today's highlight reels, the names Messi and Ronaldo roll off the tongue like they've always owned the throne, etched into football's Mount Rushmore. But rewind the tape 25 years, peel back the layers of modern hype and meticulously crafted legacies, and the argument for football's undisputed king ended with one word: Ronaldo. And no, we're not talking about Cristiano. We're talking about the original, the phenomenon, Nazário. Before the knee braces became a tragic staple, before the weight battles became a national conversation, before the haunting what-ifs clouded his legacy, there was a force of nature who scored at a video game clip, terrorized the best defenders on earth, and had legends like Zidane, Maldini, and even the famously stoic Italians who usually hate praising anyone outside their own, calling him the greatest they ever saw. They called him Fenomeno, Ronaldo Nazário, a force of nature unlike anything football had ever seen. Before injury struck, he had better stats than Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi at the same age. More goals, more records, more fear in defenders' eyes. He wasn't just on track to be the best. He was rewriting football itself. But then, cruel fate intervened. Injuries ripped apart his body and destroyed what could have been the greatest career of all time, leaving behind a haunting question. What if Ronaldo Nazário had never fallen? Today, we're not just unearthing forgotten footage. We're sifting through the numbers, the anecdotes, and the sheer, jaw-dropping brilliance that show. For a fleeting, incandescent moment, football's ultimate weapon didn't play in Barcelona or Turin. He wore the number 9 for Brazil, PSV, Barcelona, and Inter, and he was, quite simply, unplayable. Section 1. The first whisper of Phenom. Ronaldo Luis Nazário de Lima was born in 1976, but for many, the myth truly starts in 1993 when, aged just 16, he wasn't just playing alongside grown men. He was bullying them in the Brasileirão for Cruzeiro. 44 goals in 47 games as a teenager isn't just absurd, it's a statistical anomaly that beggars belief. The footage from that era is almost comical. Defenders, seasoned veterans, bouncing off a smiling kid who looked like he'd eaten the keeper's lunch and was still hungry for more. You could almost see the bewilderment in their eyes. European scouts swarmed like bees to honey, and PS5 Eindhoven, always with an eye for South American talent, won the raffle, securing his signature. The Dutch league had just seen their last Brazilian superstar, Romário, depart the previous summer. They thought the party was over. Instead, the sequel arrived, louder and more spectacular than anyone could have imagined. One season, 30 league goals, a blur of elastico after elastico, and a running style that resembled a sprinter who'd somehow stolen a rugby player's thighs. The Eredivisie had absolutely no answers, and the continent suddenly realized Brazil hadn't just produced another superstar. They'd cloned their last, only this one weighed 10 kilos more and could run a 3.5-second, 30-meter dash. It was a staggering feat for a teenager in a competitive league, a clear precursor to the explosive acceleration and physical strength that would soon define him. Section 2. Barcelona. The apocalypse years. Barcelona, always hungry for the next big thing, paid a then-world record £13.5 million in 1996 to bring him to Catalonia. What followed felt less like football and more like cheating. 34 La Liga goals in 37 matches, a Copa del Rey, and the Cup Winners' Cup. Basically every trophy on offer except the league title, which Barca missed on goal difference. But the numbers, as impressive as they are, don't spit out the full context. They don't capture the sheer audacity, the bewildering skill. Defenders looked like they'd been given homework written in hieroglyphics, completely unable to decipher his movements. Ronaldo's trademark wasn't just one move. It was a symphony of deception. He'd receive the ball with his back to goal, roll it one way with the sole of his boot, flick it the other with the outside, and then accelerate through a gap that shouldn't have existed, leaving a trail of bewildered opponents in his wake. One particular clip against Compostela stands as a testament to this era. He starts on the halfway line, eats 3 tackles like they're mere appetizers, stays upright through sheer force of will and balance, rounds the keeper with almost contemptuous ease, and rolls the ball into an empty net. The commentator loses his voice, his disbelief palpable. Sir Bobby Robson, his manager, on the bench, just chuckles, a knowing smile, as if to say, "I've seen enough. I'm retiring happy, because nothing will ever top that." That solo goal is still 8 seconds of controlled chaos, pure, unadulterated genius that no analytics department, no algorithm can ever truly model or quantify. It was a complete striker's repertoire: pace, power, dribbling, and clinical finishing, all rolled into one unstoppable package. Section 3. The expert testimony you can't dismiss. If you're still not convinced, let's turn to the jury of his peers, the legends who shared the pitch with him. Zinedine Zidane, a man of few words but immense footballing wisdom, declared, "He was the best I've ever seen, the most complete striker." Paolo Maldini, arguably the greatest defender of all time, who marked both Batistuta and Maradona, didn't hesitate. The toughest was Ronaldo. You couldn't predict him. He was just too fast, too strong, too skillful. Even Zlatan Ibrahimovic, never short of confidence or self-praise, conceded, "If I had his speed, I'd have scored 1,000 goals." And then there's Jose Mourinho, a man who coached Cristiano Ronaldo to unparalleled success, yet sidestepped any political correctness when asked about the original Ronaldo Nazário in 1997. No comparison. He was simply the best. These aren't just YouTube commenters or biased fans. These are titans of the game, witnesses sworn under the bright lights of Champions League nights and World Cup finals, offering their unvarnished truth. Their testimony is a powerful reminder of the unique, terrifying talent that was Ronaldo Nazário. So, what's your favorite R9 moment? Drop it in the comments. Maybe it's the Compostela slalom, that iconic 2002 final goal, or that elastico that left a Uruguayan defender booking therapy. And if you truly believe that peak Ronaldo beats peak Messi or Cristiano, hit like and let's passionately, yet respectfully, reopen that debate. Section 4. The closing argument. Messi's left foot maps angles Euclid never even imagined. Cristiano's aerial prowess defies gravity and physics itself. They are generational talents, deserving of every accolade. But for raw, unstoppable, defenders will need therapy dominance for that sheer, visceral thrill. Nobody married speed, skill, and finishing like the original Ronaldo. His peak, that supernova of talent, lasted roughly 4 seasons, yet in that relatively brief window, he scored at a clip neither of the modern legends touched in their teenage years. Injuries tragically truncated the sample size, yes, but they absolutely did not dilute the dosage of his genius. So, when someone casually claims greatest of all time, remember the footage you've just watched? Remember the staggering 0.85 goals per game across 4 of the world's toughest leagues? Remember Maldini's shrug of resignation, the universal acknowledgement of his peers? Greatness isn't only about counting seasons, about how many years you graced the pitch. It's about the seasons that leave you counting your blessings that you saw them at all. If this sparked memories, if it reminded you of a time when football felt truly different, share it with that friend who keeps saying, "Stats don't lie." Sometimes they whisper a different truth. The phenomenon was real, and for a moment, he was undeniably better than Messi and Ronaldo. Subscribe for more forgotten legends and sound off. Who's your true GOAT?